Hey, what's up everybody, Prospector here with Watcher Realms. Today we're checking out a new hero, and this is a first look. I have not even read through this kit. It looks like an HP based damage dealer though. Her name is Malvira. But all we're going to be doing for today is checking out her kit. So we're going to be taking talents, skills, awakenings, and everything else that we can see just from the gallery. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. All right, so we have Malvira. It must be Malvira. I'm gonna say Malvira for today, unless somebody else tells me different. So the first thing we do is gonna look at her. She's not something great to look at. She's got a crazy hairdo. It looks like she probably stores some stuff in there. She has spikes coming out of her skin, so she's scaly. It's really weird. Huge, rocky looking sword, I guess. Some skulls around her skirt. She's definitely eaten too many Doritos in the past. We have a nice scully looking shield. I actually really like this shield, to be honest with you. It's made out of a bunch of swords all welded together. It's actually pretty cool. Gotta be the heaviest shield on earth. But anyways, so she's gonna be a northerner and a cultist faction hero. Northerner is gonna probably be where you're gonna want to stick her. I would assume probably with Elder. Maybe not, because it's gonna decrease his attack. So probably going to be Hars or Isolde. Just try to put some shields up there to help with survivability. Now we also have the cultist faction, which is going to increase their damage based on whether or not the enemies have crowd control effects on. So it really depends on how you're going to use her, who you're going to be bringing with, and that would make it depend on what lord you're going to be running with. If you want her to be extra tanky, you're going to go North Throne. If you're going to want her to be doing a little more extra damage, you're going to put some crowd control, and you're gonna run her with the cultist lord and increase her damage. Now, she is a defender and she does magic damage. Magic damage, of course, is really good against heavy armored units. So if she's tanking heavy armored units, she should be doing a good amount of damage to them because she's gonna get an extra damage boost of 20%. Very nice. Her title is Keeper of the Dead. Multi-target attack. So AoE, she has durability, which makes sense, and then she has high block, so increasing her block at some point in the kit. Talent, damage scales off of HP, so she's an HP based damage dealer. In the past, this hasn't looked really good for most of the heroes that they released into the game. It really depends on those damage multipliers of her HP based attacks. So it's really debatable whether or not this is a good thing. It sounds like it's going to be good though. Gains 1 stack of resentment for every 2 instances of damage taken. So every time she gets hit twice, she's going to gain a stack of resentment. Each stack reduces damage taken by 3%. When the state is removed, each stack restores 10% and it stacks up to 5 times. So she's going to get a total reduction in damage of 15%. Has a 100% chance to gain 1 stack of resentment when an allied summon dies. When deployed, immediately gains 3 stacks of resentment. So this is kind of screaming the Sorian boss to me. Obviously, this is going to be something that we're going to really need is the magic damage. We need to cover shielding. We need to keep our allies alive. You name it, this is what we need. And obviously, you can run with like Sun Wukong as well. And as soon as one of the clones die, she's going to have a damage increase as well. All right, so on to the first skill. Her basic is going to deal 100% damage to 5 enemy targets. So it's doing AoE up to 5 enemy targets, and it's going to be 120% total, all skilled up. Okay, pretty basic stuff there. The first passive is Spirit Shield. When taking direct damage, has a 20% chance to gain a shield equal to 8% max HP for 5 seconds. I don't know, she's an HP based damage dealer, and she's also a defender, so I'm assuming that her HP is nice and high. So when she's taking that direct damage and she gets an 8% max HP shield, which is going to go up to a total of 10% of her HP just from taking hits. That's going to be pretty significant. When resentment reaches full stacks, the next basic attack consumes 1 stack of resentment and deals 160% AoE damage instead. This is going to go up to 240% total AoE damage, all scaled out. Pretty cool. So she uses those stacks, she kind of takes one off when she gets the full stacks. Now, Oath of the Damned. When taking fatal damage, consumes 3 stacks of resentment, so she's gonna need 3 stacks total before this can even happen, and enters unyielding, lasting for 4 seconds. Trigger interval is 80 seconds, so it comes back and it can refresh and do it again. Now, the unyielding lasts for 4 seconds, but if you skill her up all the way, it's going to go up to a total of 6 seconds, which is really nice. And the trigger interval is going to go down by a further 20 seconds, so it's going to be every minute she can go into unyielding. Again, kind of screaming the Saurian boss to me. On to the ultimate. Call of the Reaper. Pulls up to 6 furthest enemies away, as you can see on the screen, in range toward the hero. Then consumes all of the hero's stack of resentment to deal 450% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range. This is a lot of damage. As you can see on the little preview there, she's doing a ton of damage there. For each stack of resentment consumed, increases final damage by an extra 10%. So this is going to max out at a total of a 50% damage increase if she has 5 stacks of resentment. Within 10 seconds after casting the skill, increases the hero's block by 3. So she's going to pull those enemies in, and she's going to be able to hold them off for 10 seconds after the ultimate is triggered. The base damage is going to go up by a further 150%, which means it's going to total out to 600% AoE damage. This is really good. Resentment's extra damage per stack is plus 10%, so we're looking at an extra 100% damage on top of that. So 1200% damage on this AoE, which is absolutely crazy. And the cost is nice and low. So we have a 700 cost here. It's going to go down to 600, and the initial rage is 400. Now, we can't just go through this without actually looking at the hero's stats. So let's take a look at that quick before we go into the awakenings. So our HP base is at 24.5k HP. This is really nice. This is really high. Attack is at 3k. Defense is at 3742. Magic resistance is at 921. Cost is 19. Block is 3. Redeployment time is 60. Attack interval is 2.4 seconds. This is pretty decent. Attack speed is 100. Crit rate is 0. Crit damage is 150. Healing effect is 0. Rage regen is 0. Rage regen auto is 14. Basic attack is 4. And attack is 9. Alright, so the stats are looking pretty good. Just for an example, I want to go and check out King Hars here, and we'll check out his stats. I know that he can get to a really nice high stat HP, and it's relatively close to the same. So we're probably looking at like 110 to 120k HP when she's all totaled out. Plus, you can actually put certain artifacts on her that can increase her HP quite a bit. Under the awakenings, when Call of the Reaper is cast, applies a spirit shield to other allies within 2 tiles for 5 seconds. Cost is -3. Oh, nice, at Awaken level 2. That's good. Awaken level 3 is during Call of the Reaper, only takes 80% of incoming damage. So when she's in this mode here, this is going to be her ultimate, I believe. Yep, it's going to be her ultimate. She's going to take 80% less damage total, which is insane. So she's going to be pretty close to almost being invincible. After the Call of Reaper ends, loses HP equal to evenly shared remaining damage, 1 time per second over 10 seconds. So she's going to start taking that damage afterwards. So kind of interesting. Again, screams Saurian over and over again to me. You can try to time this ultimate just right, and with the corrosion that he puts out, that debuff that slowly does damage over time, you can kind of hold that off with this 80% reduction of damage coming in. So Awaken level 4 is an HP plus 1200. This is going to go onto the base. This is going to be really nice as well. So there's not like that's a bad thing. Main space stats are always nice to have in the awakenings, as long as they're not one of the main 3. Awaken level 5 is each enemy killed increases the hero's max HP by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. So when she's going into AoE content like Gear Raid 1 or something along those lines, maybe Void Rift or whatever you plan on putting her in, she's going to increase her max HP by an extra 2%, and it's going to go up to a maximum of 20% HP. So we're looking at like a nice solid 140% HP, something along those lines, or 140k, relatively close to that. Insane. She's going to be a wonderful tank. I'm really excited for her to be added to the game. And I look forward to testing her. If I've released this video, that means that she has been added to the test server, and I will be testing her as soon as possible and getting a video out to you to show you all I can about her. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, make sure you turn on that notification bell to get notifications when I release new videos such as these. Anyways, that's all I have for now, and until next time, keep digging.